Hi guys, welcome to my match preview for the Arsenal versus Basel game in UEFA Champions League, game 2 at the Emirates Stadium. We come up against a Basel team that has one of the Xhaka brothers in it, Talent and Xhaka, as we know, going up against our Arsenal's Granit Xhaka. We come into a game where we have suspensions for Olivier Giroud, I believe, and also we have an injury to Francis Coquelin. So before I start the main match preview, I'm going to go up with my lineup, which would be Ospina in goal, because I think he's going to be used as our cup keeper for the at least the group stages in the Champions League. Um, Bellerin at right back as always. Koscielny and Mustafi, which has been an amazing partnership recently, especially against Chelsea at the weekend. Left back Monreal as always. By the way, it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 formation. Xhaka and El Neni. I don't want to bring Cazorla just yet. I thought want him to come off the bench later on in the game, depending on whether we're winning or losing. If we're losing, then bring him on. Obviously, if the centre midfielders are not up to par for this game, so Xhaka and El Neni. On the left hand side, I'd like to see Sanchez playing. I want to see Wavy be rested for this game, and surprisingly, I'm going to go with Walcott, who's been some good form on the right hand side. Ozil in the middle, and I want to go with Lucas Perez up front. Obviously, I would have probably started Giroud up front, but no, he's got a suspension for getting an altercation with Marco Verratti, who also got a red card in our last and first Champions League fixture 2 weeks ago in Paris. But yeah, let's get on to the main match preview. We're facing quite a hostile Basel team who really has some good players, such as like I said, Torrent Xhaka, Granit Xhaka's brother. So it's going to be Xhaka versus Xhaka. They got some really good young players coming through. They brought through some really good players like Ebola we've got to look out for, and yeah, got really good players come that we are facing today. We can't. I mean, they always top their group in the Raiffeisen SL league in the Swiss league. The Raiffeisen SL is obviously not as good as our league, our Premier League, but Basel always do top that league. Hence why they're always in UEFA Champions League. They're obviously gonna. They did get a draw versus Ludogorets, which I'm quite surprised at because I expected Basel to actually win that game. Ludogorets obviously being not so good recently in the Champions League when they had teams like Real Madrid in their group, for example. And yeah, we've got to really uh, be up for this game because they could cause an upset. I mean, we've had upsets especially last season, to Olympiacos and Dinamo Zagreb. Obviously, those games were appalling. We played really poorly in those games. And remember the Monaco game 2 seasons ago, which was absolute nightmare. So we really, and they're similar caliber to Basel, and especially that season they were. Now they've obviously done a bit better this season. They've got better players than them, Monaco, and yeah, we've got to really be on par for this game. Obviously, I'm not going to give another formation because I'd like to see playing because we're most likely going to be 4-2-3-1 again. And that formation should be good enough to beat a team like Basel, who are not as good as teams like Chelsea and so on and so forth, from PSG, for example. This is going to be a real stepping stone if we want to top the group. Obviously, if you've read in the news, we've seen that Arsene Wenger has been very um, talkative about us Arsenal doing well in the Champions League this year more than ever, and wanting to win it. Well, if he wants to win it, we're going to have to do well in these groups. Now is the time we do it. We have to win. We've got this game at home, and we've got our home game coming up against Ludogorets after the international break, and we've also got PSG at home as well. when we travel to after we travel to Basel and Ludogorets. So we've got to be on par. We've got to be doing well because they're going to be no pushovers. We know Arsenal's record at home against some of these so-called lesser teams like Olympiacos and Zagreb, and we know that they've caused so many upsets because it's typical Arsenal. But yeah, that's going to be my match preview. I'll be immediately doing my match video review video after the game. I can't bring any halftime match reviews because I'm a bit busy. I'll probably be a bit busy in between the halftime period. So yes, thank you very much, and I hope to see you again. Bye for now.